Hi, this is Andy from GPS Training. In this video, we're going to do an unboxing of the Coros Vertix 2S GPS Adventure watch that we've just got into stock. And I'm going to be testing one of these watches myself. This is a range we've brought in to go alongside the range of Coros Apex 2 and Apex 2 Pro watches that we already stock. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the box and we'll just have a physical look at the watch. So it's not going to be a full review or full technical spec of the watch, but just to give you an idea of what this Vertix 2S watch is and our first look of it when we take it out of the box. So we've actually got this in stock in 3 colours. We have Earth, Space and Moon. So the Earth one, I'm just going to move this box out the way. The Earth one is this sort of bluey coloured one. You can actually see the colour on the box here. When you go onto our website under the GPS training store and GPS watches, you'll actually see lots of pictures of the different colours. So that is the Earth one. The actual Space one is this sort of black, more like a black coloured one, dark grey stroke black, I suppose. Again, you'll see the pictures on our website. We've got loads of nice pictures showing you the different finishes. And the one I'm actually going to open, the one I'm going to be wearing myself, is the Moon one here. So it's this sort of light grey and it's like a silvery coloured bezel. So I think the best thing to do is get the watch out of the box and then I'll talk through some of the spec on the watch. It's a new type of box. We haven't seen this before on the Coros watches. I know they're using recyclable packaging now. So I'm just going to turn it around on the back. So we've actually got information on the back about, it's got dual frequency, the extended battery. So we'll talk about battery life, the new heart rate sensor that they use, water resistant to 10 ATM. We've got maps for turn-by-turn navigation. It's got a 1.4-inch sapphire touchscreen and titanium bezel. So I can see on the back here, got a little strip that I'm just going to tear. So I'll just lift this flap up and that should, I assume, take off. Yep, so we can now take off. I like to keep everything nice and neat and tidy. So I'm just going to slide off the outer cover there and that should hopefully just come off this box. So a little bit of Velcro on the box there. I'm just going to open up and this is the watch. I think I've tipped that up the wrong way, so it would have actually been sitting in here. So I'll just take the watch round. So it actually doesn't have the strap fitted, because with this watch, I know from looking at the spec, you actually get 2 bands, 2 straps with it. So I'm just going to move this to one side and we'll have a look at what we've got in the packet here. So this will be the 2 straps. So we've actually got a silicone band. So they're actually a 26mm wide. It's like a quick release style that we see on other watches. So it's nice and interchangeable if you buy different watch straps. So that's the silicone one. I really like the fabric straps as well. I find them really comfortable. I've used the fabric strap on the Apex 2 Pro watch that I had. So we actually get a fabric strap with a Velcro as well. And I'm just going to take out this side of the box. I'm pretty sure I'll have a charging cable in it. So again, I'm just going to be careful opening that. I like to keep my boxes neat and tidy. So we've got the USB-A charging cable, and the side that will go into the back of the watch for charging and data transfer. If you were to transfer music to the watch, you can play music, but it is MP3 files you have to put on from a computer. And we get our little quick start guide as well. So I'll move that out of the way, just so it's not in the way. I'll move the box out of the way and then I'll get the watch and I'll just take off the protective film on the front. So this is the watch without the band. So it's like a sort of matte dark grey finish around the bezel. Turn it on the back. Again, we've got the same sort of grey finish on the back. Tells me on the back that it's titanium. It's dual frequency, sapphire screen, water resistant to 10 ATM. And then what I'll do is I'll actually put the silicone band on first. And then what we'll do is run through some of the spec on it. So we'll just stick this band on. So it's just going to be the little quick release clips. That was nice and easy. Nice firm click when we put it in place. So that is the watch. So what I'm going to do is I'll just lie the watch down there so you can see it. I'm just going to run through some of the spec. So with this watch, the main thing for me with this watch is to have something that's tough and has a big battery and a decent sized screen. That's what I was looking for at a good price. So when we look at the materials of the watch, even just in the hand, you can feel, you know, it feels a quality watch. It's actually got a sapphire screen on it, so it's a really tough sapphire screen. The bezel on it is it's a titanium bezel, so it's what we call a grade 5 titanium alloy, and it has a PVD coating to protect it. And the actual main material of the watch as well is this titanium alloy. And then we've got the metal back as well, so it just has a nice feel. It's so, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have used, you know, adventure watches, GPS watches, will know what I mean by the feel of it. Weight of it, now I've got the silicon band on now. It weighs 87 grams with a silicon band. If you were to use the nylon band, that's also included, that takes the weight down to 70 grams. I'm surprised how much weight you actually get in a silicon band. I'm just going to give you the dimensions. So the dimensions of it are 50.3 by 50.3 millimeters. The actual screen's a 1.4 inch screen across the diagonal. It's a memory in pixel screen, so a screen that's brilliant for viewing in bright sunlight with these memory in pixel screens, and that really helps with battery life as well. And the width of it is 16 mil. So I'm just going to turn it around on the other side. So got that side there where we've got the barometer, and on this side we basically have 3 buttons, and we have the scroll wheel that I've been so used to using on my Apex 2 Pro. I really like the scroll wheel for moving between menus. I find it really easy to use. It's not, you know, it's personal choice. Some people like a scroll wheel, some people prefer buttons. We do have button control as well, but I find when I'm wearing gloves, I sometimes find using the scroll wheel easier to use than actually buttons, and it's a bigger scroll wheel than what we actually have on the smaller Apex 2 Pro and Apex 2 watches. So that was the dimensions, the 1.4 inch across the screen, 50.3 by 50.3 millimeters on the bezel, and 16 mil wide. I mentioned the band is a 26 mil quick release band. You get the silicon band and the nylon band. It's water resistant to 10 ATM. You can actually go down to minus 22 Fahrenheit when you're using it, and that would be minus 30 C and up to 50 C. Now it's the battery for me. So what I look for is I want the tough screen. I want the sapphire screen that's really tough, doesn't mark. The Apex 2 Pro watch that I've had for nigh on a couple of years hasn't got a single mark on the screen. So it's the tough screen, tough bezel, decent size screen. This one's bigger than the watch I had before. I've now got a 1.4 inch screen, but it's the battery life for me. When you're using this watch in GPS only, so actually it picks up GPS and QZSS satellites. There's actually 2 satellite systems. You can achieve up to 118 hours recording, which is really impressive. On my older watch, the Apex 2 Pro, the battery life's quoted there, I was achieving the manufacturer's figures. So they are reliable figures, sometimes give or take a little bit depending how much you move around on screens and have the backlight on. If you're using all systems, so it'll actually pick up GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, Beidou and QZSS all together for more accurate signal. It's 73 hours battery, so still very impressive. It does have dual frequency, the dual frequency where we take various signals from the satellites, and if it realizes that a signal's different to the one that's been alongside it, so it's potentially hit a building or something that's got in the way, and it adjusts itself. So the dual frequency is all of those satellites we mentioned, but with dual frequency it's 43 hours. Generally I find in normal use I'll use either the old systems, or sometimes I've used just GPS only when I've got a good view of the sky out in the fells, and then I can get either the 73 hours or the 118 hours. It only takes a couple of hours to charge the watch as well. Daily use, if you're using it with a sleep tracking, it's 40 days you can get. So if you weren't recording any activities and just wearing it as a watch, you can get up to 40 days. It does have a daily stress monitoring now that you can turn on or off. If you do use the daily stress monitoring, we tend to get about 36 days if you're not recording any activities. The watch itself, it's got a big memory, 32 gig, so it'll record up to 1200 hours of activities before it overrides itself. You can load music on the watch and play through Bluetooth headphones, but you do have to use, currently it's the format MP3, so you need MP3 files on a computer and a computer connection. So it's not a review on the watch, it's really just to show you the look of the watch, what you get in the box. I'm really liking the look and the feel of it, looking forward to wearing it and starting to use it, and obviously we'll turn it on, start pairing it with the app. What I found with the Coros watches is just ease of use. I found it very straightforward to use. It might not have all the bells and whistles of some of the other watches with some of the additional smart features, but what it does for me is give me the right fitness stats. It gives me my heart rate data, my VO2 data, fitness stats of how I'm performing. It, you know, gives me estimates on performance for runs, what it estimates I'm going to do a 5k run and a 10k half marathon, lots of data recorded. I use it for navigation. It's very easy from the Coros app to transfer GPX files. It's probably one of the easiest apps I've used for transferring GPX files via Bluetooth from your phone and then using it for navigation. The turn-by-turn is not as polished as some of the other watches, and the maps aren't as detailed. It doesn't have live mapping where you say, take me somewhere and it'll route onto the maps, but I found them really great to use. They're a bit simpler, and sometimes actually when you've got a simpler, slightly less detailed map, it's easier to see the line that you're following when you're following a route. The route has nice clear arrow directions on it. What works really well, I've always found the off-course alerts work really well on a Coros, so it'll beep and buzz to tell you you've went off course. So I use it for navigation. It's got a compass, a barometric altimeter. I get my fitness stats off it from the heart rate data, etc. You know, all your step data, your sleep data, your stress data. Regarding smart features, I mentioned obviously music, MP3 files is what we have to use from a computer, but you will get notifications. Phone notifications will come through on the screen, and when it's paired with the app, you do get some weather data as well. But really, I'm using it for my fitness stats, training. I can download training programs to it, getting all that information and looking at all the data when I record an activity. So if I record a walk, a run, a hike, I love looking at all the stats, the elevation, where I've been. You can then save those activities. It's so easy on the app to save an activity and turn it into a route to then navigate with. And also it does have the track back function that we see on various products, so you can record your activity and then I just want to go back the same way I've come. So if you get to the top of a fell and think I just want to turn around and follow the same way back, it does that really well. So if you keep watching our, the YouTube channels, keep an eye out on the product pages on our website. We will add new videos as we go out and start to use the watch. And remember, if you do purchase a Coros watch from GPS Training, you do get all of our training videos that cover using the watch to get to grips with it. The videos were all done on the Apex 2 and Apex 2 Pro watches, but the nice thing is with these watches, everything is the same across the watches regarding how you use them and the firmware, the software, what you do with them. So actually all the videos we've put for the Apex 2 and Apex 2 Pro, you just use those videos. The only difference with this one is the bigger size, the bigger battery, the bigger screen, which is what I've got this watch for, just so I can get increased battery and a bigger screen. So I hope you found this video useful, just on our initial unboxing of the new Coros Vertix 2S watches that we've got in stock. You'll find them on the gpstraining.co.uk website, the GPS store under GPS watches. There is a filter at the top where you can filter Coros, and you'll see the Apex 2, Apex 2 Pro, which are the two smaller versions. So Apex 2, the smaller one, Apex 2 Pro, the next size up, and then you'll see the new Vertix 2S watches in stock in the three colours again. So this is the moon grey, we've got the blue one, which is the earth colour, and the sort of black one, which is the space colour. So I hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.